The nighttime is different. It's a world that doesn't ask permission, it just arrives.
Welcome back, creatures of the comfortable dark.
And the uncomfortable curious,
This is Creeping It Real. Tonight, we're stepping into Creature's mind.
which is either brave or a terrible decision.
Sindee sips ink from a crystal cup. Topics float up in a swirling puff. Tonight a pirate, tomorrow a priest. She toasts each topic like a charming beast. One co-host swears the moon's alive, the other claims they did not survive. Welcome to Creepin' It Real. Sindee Nyte the Baroness, curious questions answered, pulling all the threads of your strange routine. Step through the doorway where nothing's ever quite what it seems. Raise your glass to the unusual themes. Welcome to Creepin' It Real.
So, Creature wrote something, and it's less of a story and more of a doorway.
Yes, and it is called The Nighttime. Here it is. The nighttime is different. It's a different world of its own. The darkness, the stillness, the quiet. It offers something coverage, a cloak, for creatures, things, unexplainable things, things that can't be seen during the day. They sit and watch and wait for that cloak of night to come over them. Then they roam, and the world becomes theirs. The nighttime holds a different world, and I like it.
Nice. And there you have it. Another little story from Creature of the Night. Warning, do not try to understand what is going on in that little head of hers. Have you ever noticed how daytime feels like a stage, but nighttime feels like backstage?
Yeah, like something else clocks in when we clock out.
First up, let's pick your story apart, as I always like to do, and get scientific. When darkness falls, your brain starts producing melatonin, the hormone that tells your body, hey, time to power down,
But your brain doesn't just dim the lights, it also lowers your ability to process visual detail.
meaning your eyes send incomplete information, and your brain fills in the gaps like a bored horror writer.
That shadow in the corner
Could be a chair,
could be a coat.
could be your brain going, I don't know what that is. So let's assume the worst for survival. Which brings us to your brain's favorite drama queen, the amygdala.
The part responsible for fear, threat detection, and overreacting at 2 a.m.
Studies show that at night, especially when you're tired, your emotional regulation drops. Your amygdala becomes more reactive, while your rational brain,
Takes a nap and leaves no forwarding address.
so everything feels bigger, scarier, closer.
That noise downstairs?
Not the house settling.
No, no. Clearly a full haunting with a unionized ghost workforce.
There's also something called hypervigilance. At night, humans are naturally more alert to potential danger. It's evolutionary.
Because for the most of human history, night meant vulnerability.
Predators hunted in the dark. Visibility dropped. Safety became theoretical.
So your brain adapted.
It listens harder, watches sharper, and assumes something might be there, even if nothing is.
And then there's pareidolia.
The brain's habit of seeing faces, shapes, figures where none exist.
It's why you see a person in the shadow or eyes in the darkness.
Your brain is wired to recognize faces quickly. It's a survival tool.
Unfortunately, it doesn't always turn off when it should.
Let's add one more ingredient to this midnight cocktail:
Mm.
fatigue. When you're tired, your brain's ability to fact check reality drops.
So logic whispers and imagination grabs the microphone.
Now, here's where we get interesting. Some researchers suggest that in low light, low stimulation environments, the brain may enter a mild, dreamlike state while awake.
Which means,
You're technically still conscious, but your perception is flexible.
so when people say they saw something at night, they're not always wrong.
Nope, it just means their brain might have helped finish the picture, or maybe the brain isn't creating anything at all.
Maybe it's just noticing more,
Either way, science explains a lot.
but it doesn't explain everything.
And honestly, we wouldn't want it to. All right, let's peel back the velvet curtain a little further, because Creatures of the Night isn't just poetry, it's biology, folklore, and a dash of humanity being beautifully paranoid.
Night doesn't just feel different, it actually reshapes the food chain. Re-
A huge chunk of animal kingdom is nocturnal, meaning they've clocked out of the sun and fully committed to the graveyard shift.
Owls, bats, raccoons, coyotes, basically the unofficial board members of things that watch you from the tree line.
And they're built for it. Larger pupils, enhanced hearing. Some can see in near total darkness.
Take owls. Silent flight, not quiet, but silent. Their feathers break up airflow so they can swoop down like whispers of bad decisions.
Bats use echolocation, which is basically screaming into the void and getting answers back.
That sounds about right.
And predators like big cats, they don't just hunt at night for fun. Darkness gives them the advantage. Less visibility, more surprise.
So yeah, the cloak in my story, nature's been using it for a long time before we gave it dramatic monologue.
Now we slide into the uncomfortable category. Things that might have explanations but never quite sit right.
Shadow figures.
People across the world report seeing them: dark, human shaped silhouettes, usually at night, usually watching.
Science says it could be sleep paralysis, low light misinterpretation, or your brain filling in shapes.
But the consistency of the reports: same shapes, same behavior.
Standing in corners like they pay rent,
And then there's the night watcher phenomenon: that feeling you're being observed even when you're alone.
which biologically comes from survival instinct, your brain scanning for threats in low visibility.
But instinct doesn't usually come with specific directions.
Like knowing exactly which corner not to look at.
Every culture has night creatures because every culture has looked into the dark and decided it was crowded.
Let's start simple. Vampires.
Not just capes and charisma. Historically, vampires were explanations for disease, decomposition, and death.
Bodies bloating, bleeding from the mouth after death. People thought, yep, he was snacking.
Then there's the werewolves: transformation tied to the moon, loss of control, primal instinct.
Basically, humanity's fear of what happens when the polite mask slips.
In parts of Appalachia, you
Ooh.
get warnings instead of names.
Mm. Don't whistle at night. Don't answer anything calling your name in the woods,
Not because it's rude.
but because it might answer you back.
The creatures evolved, or maybe we did.
Now it's things like the rake, the backrooms entities, and faceless figures.
Digital folklore born online, but still rooted in the same fear.
The unknown in the dark, just updated with Wi Fi.
Here's an unsettling part.
Every single one of these creatures, real, misidentified, or imagined,
Serves the same purpose
to explain why night doesn't feel empty,
because it isn't.
even if what's out there is just animals, shadows, tricks of the brain,
Your body still reacts like something's watching.
and instincts don't usually panic without reason.
So whether it's an owl, a shadow, or something that doesn't bother with instructions,
The night has residents,
and we are the visitors.
temporary ones.
Try not to stay too late. Finally, let's talk about the part people don't like to admit. We don't just fear the night, we crave it,
Your body actually rewires itself when the sun goes down.
but it does something else too,
It lowers external awareness and raises internal awareness. So instead of focusing on the outside world, you start wandering through your own mind.
which is arguably more dangerous.
That's also less stimulation at night, fewer sounds, less movement, fewer people. So your brain stops filtering as much and starts noticing everywhere.
That's why a creak at 2 a.m. feels like a full blown announcement from the void.
And here's where things get interesting. Studies show people are actually more creative at night.
Of course we are.
So that makes a lot of
It
sense.
does. Sanity clocks out around midnight.
Your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for logic and self control, starts to lose its grip. So your thoughts become less restricted.
Which means ideas slip through that wouldn't survive daylight scrutiny.
Night gives you permission to think things like, what if something is watching me? And instead of dismissing it,
You entertain it like a polite host for intrusive words,
there's also something called revenge bedtime procrastination.
which sounds like a Victorian ghost with a grudge.
It's when most people stay up late, not because they need to, but because it's the only time they feel control of their life.
Daytime belongs to obligations, nighttime belongs to you.
No expectations, no interruptions, just you, your thoughts, and whatever else shares the dark with you.
And let's not forget evolution. Humans are not built for night vision. So when darkness falls, we are at a disadvantage.
Which means our ancestors had to stay alert, hyper aware, and ready for predators.
That instinct never left, it just adapted.
So now instead of watching for wolves,
We watch doorways, hallways, and mirrors.
spaces where something could stand and you wouldn't see it until it wanted you to,
So why do we like the night?
because it stripped things down,
Because it lets us feel things we bury during the day
because it gives us control.
and takes it away at the exact same time.
The night doesn't just hide things.
It reveals them.
Thank you for stepping into the dark with us tonight.
If you felt something watching you during this episode,
Good.
it means you're paying attention.
So, like, subscribe.
Ring that notification bell.
Before something else does it for you.
And remember, creep it real. Mouth.